friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am shopping my shelves. So if you saw the shop my shelves last time, I think I was a little bit too ambitious. So this time I did pare it down a little bit, not a ton. It's always so hard as I'm going through my shelves, and I'm very much a mood reader, and there's a lot of things right now that I'm in the mood to read. So to narrow it down was kind of difficult, but I did pick some fiction books to read. I have some cookbooks again, and then this time I actually did pull some children's books. So what I'll do is go through the fiction first that I'm hoping to read this month, and then we'll go through the other stuff. So first off though, last month I had pulled this book. It's The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood by Rebecca Wells. I've already read this book time and time and time again. Last month I was hoping to read it again and annotate it, and I did not get around to it at all. So I'm actually going to keep this in the stack because I'm still hoping to read it and annotate it. And just for the sake of remembering, this is the bookmark that I chose to go with that book, and then these are the colors that I chose to annotate with. Kind of matches. So okay, so moving on, the next books that I decided to pick, this I'm actually so excited about this. I have told you guys time and time again that I am an autumn girly through and through and through. And I know everybody is reading summer romances and all of that right now, and my heart is just in autumn, so we're just going to go with it. So I actually bought this book a few weeks ago. I just ordered it through Amazon because I've never read any of the books in the series, and it is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. So I definitely want to read this one, and I just think I'm going to love this one, and here's why, okay? And I could be completely wrong on this because I have seen both sides. I've seen some people who say they love it and some people who say that it's like so cheesy and it's not even that well written and all that stuff. I think I'm going to love it just based off the aesthetic, and then the fact that when you open this baby up, it has a map. Okay, like it has a map of the town. When there are maps in books, I just love it. I just love it. So I'm very excited to get started on the series. This is the first book, I think. Yes, this is the first book in the series. And I decided to go with this bookmark. It is like a panda with roses. I thought the colors they worked. And then this is the tabs that I chose to kind of start annotating with it. So we're going to go with that. And then, so I had bought the first book, and then my son actually decided to buy me 2 more in the series for Mother's Day. So I actually am going to put both of those in here. Now, whether I will get to both or not is, I'm not forcing myself. If I don't get to it, it's totally fine. But I'm putting them in here just because if it works out, it's going to be great. So the second one in the series is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. It looks like that. And this is the bookmark that I chose to go with that one. It's the little kitty. And then these are the colors that I chose for the tabs to annotate. And I don't know, I mean, maybe I should be reading to you guys what these are about. I'm just assuming everyone already knows because obviously these have been hyped for a while. I feel like everybody has already read them. I have not, obviously. But basically they're just small town romances. From everything that I've heard people describe, it's like a Hallmark movie. If you like Hallmark movies, if you like Gilmore Girls, things like that, that's kind of what these books are like. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe actually does take place in autumn, but the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I think that I heard that it starts in late summer and ends in early autumn. So it's kind of like that transitional period, which is really good because obviously that's like my favorite is when it's going to autumn. And then the third book in the series is The Christmas Tree Farm. So obviously this is a Christmas book. If I get to it, I get to it. I love autumn. I love Halloween. I love Christmas. So quite honestly, even though it's summer, summer is just not my favorite, you guys. It just really isn't. So these books are kind of like my escape. So anyway, this is what the third book in the series looks like. It's The Christmas Tree Farm. And I pulled this bookmark to go with it. It is a deer. Felt like it went well. You could think of it as a reindeer or just a deer in general. And then these are the tabs that I pulled to kind of go with it to annotate. So that's all the fiction books that I decided to, well, I should say adult fiction books that I decided to pull. Now, like I said, I decided to actually pull some children's books this month. And the reason for that is because I know last month I didn't pull anything like that. And there were a few times where I just wasn't in the mood to read anything where I had to think too much or anything heavy. I just, sometimes you just want to escape and just kind of like let your mind go. And I didn't want to scroll on my phone or anything like that. So this month I thought, a children's book is probably a really great thing for during those times. So the first one that I pulled is Mr. Putter and Tabby Pour the Tea by Cynthia Rylant. Cynthia Rylant is actually one of my, well, I would say she's in my top 3 favorite children's book authors. She has so many books. There's the Mr. Putter and Tabby. This is an entire series of books, which I have quite a few of them, and they are so cute. It's about an older man and his cat, and I just love the books. They're obviously children's books, but I feel like there's so much in those books that only adults would understand because it's about an older man. So I feel like it's really for children and for adults. Super cute, but she wrote the Mr. Putter and Tabby series. She wrote a series, it's called Henry and Mudge, that both my boys loved growing up, about a little boy and his Mastiff dog. So, I mean, she just has some really, really great, and then she has like some standalone books also that aren't series, but decided to pull this. This is actually the first book in the series of Mr. Putter and Tabby. It's the story of when he gets his cat. So then I decided to pull If You Give a Moose a Muffin by Laura Joff Numeroff. You guys are probably all familiar with If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I think everyone is familiar with that one. This is actually my favorite in the series, the moose one. So I actually prefer this more than there's If You Give a Pig a Pancake, if you take a mouse to the movie theater. I mean, there's all these different ones, but the moose one is my absolute favorite. So decided to pull that one. This one actually is kind of seasonal, I guess. It's Bats at the Beach, and it is written and illustrated by Brian Lies. This is such a cute story. It's, the bats go to the beach, and the illustrations in this book are just beautiful. So, as you can see, I have a thing for bats. I absolutely love bats. So I figured this would be a good one. And then the last one, as far as children's books that I decided to pull, is the Once Upon a Time map book by B.G. Hennessy. I guess that's Hennessy. And it's illustrated by Peter Joyce, and it's Take a Tour of 6 Enchanted Lands. Like I said, anytime there are maps in books, I am just all in. And this has 6 different maps that are from different children's stories. So I think, let's see. Okay, so I just opened randomly. So this is the Land of Oz from The Wizard of Oz. So you have all that, and then you have this map, which I love. So you have the poppy fields, you have Munchkin Land, you have Emerald City. I just love it. I love maps so much. So that one's obviously the Land of Oz. Here's Neverland from Peter Pan. It's just, I feel like books like this too, when they have maps, like I was saying, when you just kind of want to like escape and not have to think too hard, you can literally just like stare at this, and they're so detailed, and you can just get so lost in these. And it's kind of fun too, because like as you're going along and you're like, you see like, oh, Pirates Cove, and then like, at least for me, I think about like, oh, I remember that part in the movie, or oh, I remember that part in the book, and oh, so this is what it looks like. So this is one definitely just to kind of like escape in, and I definitely love that. So the last books that I decided to pull are all kind of cookbooks, or like It's like cookbooks, and then like they have ideas and things also in them. And like I said, I'm starting the Pumpkin Spice Cafe book, which is an autumn book. Autumn is my comfort zone. It's my happy place. It's just, I'm always in an autumn mood all the time, all year round. I just love autumn so much. So all of these are actually autumn related. The first one is Gooseberry Patch Autumn in the Country. This is one of my absolute favorites from the Gooseberry Patch series, and it's just beautiful. The illustrations in here, let me find, they're honestly, what I need to do is like photocopy these and then use them as like adult coloring pages, because I just love the illustrations. They're so pretty. Let me see if I can find another one real quick. Usually at the beginning of each like chapter, they have a picture. So anyway, the chapters in this are, let me find it. A Cozy Country Brunch, Hometown Homecoming, Indian Summer Picnic, Fireside Fun, Bountiful Harvest, We Gather Together, and Seasonal Sweets. So I'm very excited to kind of go through there. I know I have actually made quite a few of the recipes out of this book, so it'll be interesting to kind of go through. And usually in cookbooks, if I've made a recipe, I will jot down like a little note. Yeah, like for example, this is Sally's Sausage Breakfast Bake, which you can see I wrote very good at the top. So I'm excited to kind of go through it, see what recipes I've already made, because I'm sure I've forgotten some of them, and just see if there's any new ones that I definitely want to try soon. And then the next two are also Gooseberry Patch. I don't know if they even publish these anymore, because these are like older. Gooseberry Patch used to have a series of like cook booklets, and it was by like, the theme of them was these like 3 friends, and they're called, the Country Friends Collection, and they're just these like thin little ones, and both of these are from that line, I guess. The first one is the Halloween one, so that's what that one looks like. And you go through and like these have, like, they not only have like recipes and things, but they also have ideas for parties, for get-togethers, for home decor and things like that. So I figured I would start going through that one. And then the other one that I pulled is called Harvest. So again, it's very autumn-esque, and it's going to have, not only harvest, but it's going to have Thanksgiving things and also Halloween, which I just love. Yeah, here's like a Harvest Moon hayride idea. It's just, and then it's got cute little illustrations and all, through it. And it's just a little book, so it's not difficult to get through. So that's everything that I decided to pull for this month. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a TBR and what is on it, or what you're currently reading. Are you a mood reader? Do you, pre-pull your books like I'm doing? With all of this, like, I'm hoping to get to these, but at the end of the day too, I'm not super strict on myself. If, I start reading some of these and I'm not feeling it, and like I'm in the mood to, pull something different, I'll totally let myself do that. It's just right now in this moment, this is what is looking really good to me. And so this is my intention, I guess, for the month ahead. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you very soon.